was ready to fucking win!
You
The recap begins in another version of the United States, where the military has taken over everything, turning the country into a totalitarian dystopia. Many years ago, a great war devastated the nation, leaving it in ruin and economic collapse. Eventually, the regime created a deadly competition called the Long Walk, promising fame, fortune, and a single wish to the winner. The entire event is broadcast nationally, and volunteers sign up, with a lottery selecting 50 contestants. Raymond receives a message congratulating him on being chosen to participate in the Long Walk game. Later, he and his mother drive toward the competition. His mother is distraught and pleads with him not to go, but Ray refuses, firm in his resolve. At the destination, she clings to him in a desperate hug, fearing it may be the last time she sees him. Ray reassures her that he will return safely in a few days. After parting, Ray meets another contestant, Peter, and they quickly form a bond. They join the group of 50 young men, meeting other players, Hank, Baker, Stebbins, and the youngest one, Curly. Here, the men begin exchanging ideas and strategies about the brutal road ahead. Not long after, the creator of the game, known only as the Major, arrives and greets the young men. He calls out each contestant's name one by one, and they step forward to collect their tags. The Major then delivers a speech, reminding them that ever since the war, the country has been crippled by financial ruin. However, every year after the Long Walk, there is an increase in productivity since the event revitalizes the nation's spirit. He declares that their real problem is an epidemic of laziness. So this walk will serve as motivation to citizens to practice discipline and hard work. The Major explains the rules, revealing that the boys must maintain a speed of 3 miles per hour and will receive a warning if they fall below it. If they fail to pick up the pace within 10 seconds, they will be warned again. And if they don't walk after 3 strikes, they will be eliminated. The goal is to last the longest, and there will be only one winner, with no finish line. Soon, the Major commences the contest by shooting his gun into the air, after which the contestants begin to walk, followed by several trucks of soldiers. Ray comments that everything around them looks so desolate. So a guy named Barkovich says that the Major doesn't allow spectators, except locals, until the final stage. There are also several cameras around them, broadcasting their every move to the nation. Upon reaching 7 miles, the boys start discussing the wish and the grand prize. Baker admits his reason for walking is just money, but Ray says he doesn't care much about money, and there are more important things than that. Shortly after, a guy named Harkness approaches them with a notebook and writes down each of their names and numbers. He reveals that he's documenting everything to write a book about the experience of the Long Walk, which will make him rich. Peter responds that if he actually wins the walk, he won't need a book to gain fortune. Not long after, Curly suddenly begins to feel excruciating cramps and struggles to keep moving. Ray grabs his arm to steady him, and Peter also motivates him to move forward. But despite this, he can no longer continue. And after 3 warnings, the horrifying scene causes Ray to walk slowly in terror. The Major then announces the fallen comrade and orders the others to proceed, as there will be many more casualties along the way. Soon, they reach 17 miles, where Ray admits he's been exhausted for a while and isn't sure how much longer he can hold on. But Peter tells him not to worry about making it to the end, and just focus on surviving the next moment. Just then, another contestant tells Ray that he has a secret admirer, and Ray sees a 14-year-old girl holding a sign and shouting that she loves him. Meanwhile, Ray, Peter, Hank, and Baker begin to bond and get very close with each other. They call themselves the 3 Musketeers, despite being 4 people, which Barkovich calls idiotic. Soon, exhaustion and the scorching heat overwhelm contestant number 1, who suddenly has a seizure. The others worry for him, while Barkovich cruelly mocks the boy. Before long, all 3 warnings are gone, prompting a soldier to shoot him dead. Barkovich excitedly tells others to be happy because their chances of winning just went up, but Peter and Ray remain disappointed. Upon reaching 25 miles, Barkovich approaches a player named Rank and starts mocking his name. When that isn't enough, he pushes further and makes inappropriate remarks about Rank's mother. The enraged boy immediately tries to strike Barkovich, but the latter dodges, causing Rank to fall hard to the ground. The others urge him to get up, but the poor boy's 3 warnings are all gone, and he gets shot by the soldiers. Enraged, Ray and Peter call Barkovich a murderer, but the latter tries to defend himself, saying it wasn't his fault, and he didn't even touch the boy. Not long after, one of the contestants needs to poop so badly that he can't walk anymore. The soldiers give him warnings and eventually shoot him as the poor guy soils himself. As night falls, the walkers are visibly exhausted, and Ray even dreams of his mom while dozing off, but Peter quickly asks him to focus on the walk. Ray then begins expressing how much he misses his mom, and Peter reassures him that he'll see her again soon. Afterward, Ray unintentionally slows down, earning his 2nd warning, and soon he stumbles as well, receiving his 3rd. A worried Peter tries to help him, but Ray suddenly lashes out and says he's just pretending to care, while deep down Peter wants him to die so he can win. Moments later, the walkers are forced to go up a hill, and during this, many of them start to slow down and are executed. Ray walks ahead with determination, and just when he's about to give in, Peter grabs him and offers his help. This really touches Ray, and he apologizes for what he said earlier, saying he didn't mean it. However, Peter assures him that everything is fine and guides him to catch his breath. The scene then cuts to day 2 with 59 miles covered. At this point, Ray asks Peter to keep talking because he is starting to fade. Ray then declares that he needs to win, not just for survival, but for a deeper reason. Both men realize that their chances of winning are slim, yet they are determined to keep walking until their bodies can no longer go on. Around 67 miles in, the group notices Hank has become extremely weak. Peter tries to talk to him, but Hank just insults him and continues to move forward weakly. Harkness's situation is even worse, as his ankle has been twisted and he receives a warning for moving too slowly, while Ray tries to encourage him to keep moving. The poor boy can't continue further, and with all his warnings gone, he is brutally shot to death. Peter and Ray are devastated by his death, but Barkovich mocks them and asks them to write a poem or song for the dead boy. A furious Peter calls him a murderer once again, which leads to a heated argument between the two. Upon reaching 100 miles, the Major congratulates them, saying it's impressive that they made it so far. And then, all of a sudden, one of the exhausted boys tries to flee. Upon reaching 103 miles, the group discusses what they would order if they win the race, and Baker dreams of a space rocket to fly to the moon. Hank says he would ask for 10 naked women, while Peter says his wish would be for there to be 2 winners of the long walk. When it comes to Ray, he reveals that he'd wish to change the system, but the guys say it wouldn't be possible because they can't make wishes that directly affect the state. The group then begins screaming and insulting the Major and the stupid long walk. That night, it rains heavily, and Ray appears very weak, so Peter lets him rest on his shoulder for a few moments of sleep. The scene then cuts to day 3, where the guys have already reached 144 miles, and their condition is getting worse. At one point, Ray reveals to Peter that his dad used to teach him about philosophy, music, and other subjects to expand his knowledge. However, the government considered this illegal, which is why he was charged with treason. One day, he was arrested by the Major, who asked him to swear loyalty to the country and stop teaching banned ideas. But Ray's father refused, leading to his brutal execution. Finally, Ray reveals that the reason he joined the contest is to kill the Major and avenge his father. He says that if he wins, he will ask for a carbine gun, and with it, he plans to end the Major's life. Shocked, Peter explains that it's not so simple to kill a man and urges Ray to think about his mom, reminding him that vengeance is not enough to heal his pain. As day 3 continues, the rain pours heavily, soaking the walkers and making the road slippery. Ray and Peter push forward, while Baker lags behind, complaining about the wet clothes and aching feet. Hank is barely holding on, and the strain is obvious on all of them. Exhaustion takes a new toll. By the time they reach 170 miles, exhaustion has taken over. One desperate walker collapses, begging a soldier for mercy. The soldier responds with violence, striking him before running him over with a tank. Moments later, another man, delirious and naked, staggers in the wrong direction and is immediately shot down. That night, the group hits 201 miles. Stebbins tells Ray that Hank is barely standing. Ray tries to encourage him, but Hank turns toward the soldiers instead and is gunned down. Baker rushes to help him and earns several warnings. Before Baker gets shot too, Ray pulls him back, saving his life. Day 4 arrives. They've walked 209 miles. Only 6 remain. Later, Barkovich admits to Ray that guilt is driving him insane. He begs to be part of their group, and Ray agrees. But soon after, Barkovich snaps. His behavior grows wild and erratic until the soldiers finally open fire, ending his torment. The survivors walk on, shaken but unable to stop. That night, they sing softly to keep their spirits alive. By day 5, they've covered 278 miles, passing through the town where Ray's mother lives. At 286 miles, Ray's boot sole rips off. Baker advises him to walk barefoot before he loses his balance completely. At 306 miles, that evening, Baker's bleeding worsens. Ray and Peter can't ignore him and try to help, but Baker knows he's done for. He gives Ray a locket for his grandmother and begs them not to turn around when it's over. By 326 miles, only Ray, Peter, and Stebbins remain. As they cross a bridge, the Major orders them onward. Ray snaps, cursing him. The Major smiles, saying that rage is exactly the instinct he's been looking for. Now only Ray and Peter remain. Rain pours as they keep moving. Peter reflects that he used to fear death, but now he sees it as life's only certainty, and what matters is how you face it. At 331 miles, the two enter a cheering town. Peter stops, ready to quit so Ray can win and reunite with his mother. Ray refuses, urging him to continue. But when Peter looks away, Ray stumbles, and with 3 warnings already, the soldiers shoot him down. Peter rushes to him, but the Major finishes the job. The nation celebrates as Peter stands frozen, staring at his fallen friend. The Major congratulates him and asks for his wish. He asks for a soldier's carbine, saying he'll pass it down to his children. The Major agrees, amused. But as soon as Peter holds the rifle, he raises it. "This is for Ray," he says and fires. The Major drops dead. Thanks for watching. This is Mr. Afro Recap. And now, a pop quiz. Which character is the villain? Let us know in the comments section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.